Hi friend, and welcome back to another video. Today we're moving on to some building actually. This took me so long, so I hope you enjoy it as much as I love building it. But let's get into it. Today we actually build the Goths the mansion that they deserve. I took about, I think, over 8 hours to build this, which is kind of crazy now that I think about it, but I really enjoyed doing this. It just took me so long, so long. Like by the time that I got to the end and I was doing the last couple of rooms, I was so burnt out on this house. But I completed it, and then I went on holiday to Scotland for a few days, and it made me, when I came back to edit this, it did make me appreciate the build again, because I really love this build. I think it turned out amazing. I did have a little inspo pic for this, which I'll put on the screen if I kept it. I think I did. I think I saved it. But I wanted, obviously, a gothic mansion, but I still wanted it to fit with the vibe of this world. So I wanted it to give New Orleans, just on a gothic scale, if you know what I mean. So I will put the inspo pic up for you to have a quick look at, if I still have it. But I do start off quite small with this build, and it does get a bit bigger. Like this top section, that's the skinny too wide space, that's going to be the attic, gets a lot bigger, and that ends up being Alexander's room. But I just love this build. I think it turned out so good. Now a lot of it is obviously cut out because I'm not going to make you sit here and watch an 8-hour video on how I renovate this build. So I just try and leave in the important stuff that I think you'll find interesting to look at. I love this tower, by the way. That's where I end up putting the stairs, in that little like 3x3 tower on the side. Yeah, it just took so long. I don't even know how to describe it to you. I don't even know where the time went. It took me a long time to figure out the exterior, like just the main shape and being able to fit everything inside. But then it also took me forever to do the gardening, the landscaping, because I wanted it to look super manicured. Because let's be honest, Bella definitely has a very manicured garden. So yeah, it took me quite a while to do this, but I love it. I love it. I love the outside too. Like when you look at it from the street, I think it really has, I don't know, a bit of a wow factor to it, which is kind of what you want, right? I feel like the Goths are kind of this family that when you walk past their house, everyone knows who lives there, you know? Or at least everyone, like, I imagine the kids in the park, like, I think if you see that just there on the side, there's like a little park area next door. I imagine the children walk past and they all come up with these stories about like who lives in this house and like that it's haunted, and I don't know, I just think that's so fun. But anyway, I'm putting the windows in. I'm trying to figure out something to do with the roof. I end up going with this kind of, it took a couple pieces, but I have this like long skinny, is it called like a parapet, you know, like pointy roof, and then I put 2 extras so they have a front face to put some windows on each side. And then this is when I start putting in the balconies, and I'm also noticing this, when I start noticing like how small the front of the house is. like this main area, it just feels very skinny. So we do go back and we do make it larger. Okay, here we go. So now it's a lot larger. I did this off screen because I was really struggling doing it on camera. I just needed some time to just focus on it without thinking, if that makes sense. So now the front's a lot longer. We've got the wallpapers on. I did this really cute lattice foundation, which I think really went with this style. And I actually used I think it's an interior wallpaper for the tower in that almost like really deep red color. I don't think it's quite a wine red, but it's beautiful. It's stunning. I think it's a vampire's wallpaper, I want to say. You can just see it just to the side there. And these flowers I never use as well, but they look stunning. I thought they really went and just added like a little pop to the chimney over here. Because I thought the chimney looked a bit odd. But I needed it for extra space. Okay, so we're working on the outdoors a little bit still. This is the gazebo that I built. I adore this gazebo so much. I ended up giving it a like fancy glass roof. And I also add on like half of the sides, or maybe just over half of the sides, I add I think they're from Get Together, but they're the trellises from Get Together, to kind of make these fake greenery walls to give them some privacy, because obviously now that it's on the foundation, it's actually pretty high up against the fence, and I feel like realistically you'd want some privacy on there, especially where there's a public walkway. Just on the other side of the fence, people are going to be walking past, so I did add that. I think I do that off camera as well because it took me forever to place them all. But there's the fancy glass roof. I love that it's kind of curved. I think it just added something nice to it. I don't know, I really liked it. And then also that means when you're up here you can kind of get a bit of a view of the lake on the other side of the fence. For some reason I've jumped indoors now. I don't know why, but we are indoors. Oh, I think it's because I cut out all the landscaping because it took me literally forever, like a good few hours to do all the landscaping. But you'll get a tour at the end and I'll show you everything. But this is the main living room and entrance room. Again, I wanted something very grand. Like as soon as you walk in, you need to feel their wealth, you know? You need to feel it. It needs to be a tangible thing in this house. So we go, obviously, stick to the color scheme of the deep reds. I didn't want any too many bold red tones, because I thought it looked too... Is gaudy the right word? I feel like gaudy is the right word. But I end up going with these wallpapers from, obviously, vampires. And these gorgeous archways and doorways. Every door is a double door, which I think is just stunning. But this is the fancy living room. At the moment, I have this massive picture above the fireplace, which I imagine is some of their descendants or something. No, wrong term. Is it? Is that the right term? I don't know if it is. I also thought there's a oval shaped picture in here by the front door. And I feel like it looked like Mortimer, so I feel like maybe it's like one of his great granddads or something. I wanted everything in here to kind of look like it'd been passed down from generations and generations, you know. I still wanted it to feel full of clutter, but I wanted it to be expensive clutter. So I'm for some reason jumping up to the hallway, and I make this like gigantic library hallway because I wanted Mortimer to have his own library, but I didn't know how to fit it in without adding extra rooms. So I put it in this hallway with this gorgeous like window seat, and then I use some of the bookcase doors, the new ones that we got in the event, to create this kind of like hallway, extra hallway down to the one of the back doors to the, what do you call it, balcony. Here's a little preview. I was just checking out that it actually looks okay from, you know, Sim's view. But that is where I put in a ladder to the attic, and that's how you access Alex's room. Do you think he goes by Alex, or do you think he specifically asks to go by Alexander? I feel like he, at school, gets called Alex, but like Bella calls him Alexander. Yeah, I feel like that's what happens. So I know I've said it a couple times, but I will just reiterate, I do jump around a lot in this build, because what happens is I scroll through the catalogue looking for things. So I might be scrolling through like the clutter catalogue, and I find a piece that I think, oh my god, this is perfect for Cassie's room. And so I just take it and jump it in Cassie's room, and then I get distracted, and then I'm building Cassie's room all of a sudden, you know? So I do jump around a lot, but it all gets done in the end, so I do just try my best. Okay, so I'm working on Bella and Mortimer's room right now. This is the main master suite, and I wanted it to give exuberant boudoir slash almost like a hotel vibe, like a really expensive hotel. So I go for this gorgeous 4-post bed that is just stunning. I mean, look at it with the red like velvet post detail. I think I go for that one. Either way, it's beautiful, with a little ottoman with a tray on it, and I think I put some wine glasses and a bottle of wine, because you know they have a bottle. I imagine that they always have a glass of wine in hand. I don't think they're like always drunk, but I just imagine they have like a glass every evening together or something. So I do switch out this curtain. I do really like it in here, but then I found the purple swatch, and I thought it might be better in Cassie's room, because you'll realize that the purple swatches in this game are so lacking that I really struggled to do Cassie's room, but we'll get to that later. See what I mean by I'm jumping around, because I realize I find him around, I'm like, oh, that would actually look really good in this other room, and then I'm jumping all over the place. So this is how you walk into Bella and Mortimer's room. It's through the like walk-in wardrobe. I thought it was a nice touch so you didn't walk straight into the room, and that also means they get a big walk-in wardrobe, which you know Bella has, you know. And to be fair, Mortimer, I bet he's a bit of a fashionista himself, so they get their own walk-in wardrobe. And I have noticed when I did this, I don't know if I've still got it now because I haven't built since I did this build a few weeks ago, but I did have this issue. I was having this glitch where my sledgehammer button wasn't working. So I had the sledgehammer tool and I was clicking things to delete them, and it would make the noise, but the item would stay. So I was having to pick the item up and physically drop it in the little cell tab when it comes up when you hold something. But there's a little preview of how it's looking, by the way, now that the landscaping's all done. This was the kind of second time that I came back to the video, I think, to the build even. So I kind of, at this point, have dumped a lot of stuff around in different rooms that I want to use. So obviously I did mention that I think they're big wine enthusiasts. Also, I found this picture of Mortimer, which was perfect. But I saw this in an actual person's house, not someone I know, I saw it on a video, where they had this like modern built-in wine storage, and I thought it would look so good in this, what do you call these rooms? I can't think of the word. with the glass roof and the windows, like a sunroom, atrium, whatever you want to call it. But I thought it would look so cool in there because that's where I've put their like main dining room. They've got a big dining room table in there with a massive chandelier, and the glass ceiling, and then I put in that more modern touch. I do actually change out the wine holder too. I currently have got the horse ranch one in there, but I actually change it to the dine out one to look a bit more modern again. Because I just thought it was a nice modern touch to this house, because there is not many. Obviously I've tried to make it look furnished in a way that is Victorian and like Georgian and Gothic, but also with a modern touch to it, so it doesn't just look old, you know. But yeah, moving into, this is Mortimer's office now. Here I wanted a like parlor vibe, so I put in the fireplace. There's a place for them to get drinks. I do keep the globe bar, but I also put on these, what are they called? They're like an item. I think it's from Hey Harry, and it's a functional bar, but it's just bottles of, you know, alcohol, which I think it was a nice touch. So I put some up there. So they got places to grab drinks, and they do have a games table. Now, for the games table, I 100% imagine that Mortimer plays poker with his friends once a week. Can you imagine? Once a week. So later on, when I'm in game, I will actually add him to a club and make a physical club where they play card games or whatever. And he can have his friends around once a week. I thought that was just a nice touch. I like it when they do things like that. So this is when I take out the bookcases from this room and I add a mural wall instead with this gorgeous wallpaper from, I'm gonna say Felix Andre, because he creates the most gorgeous things. A lot of this house is Felix Andre, I'm gonna be totally honest with you, if you couldn't already tell. Yeah, and then I put these cabinets in, and then I use it as kind of like a display. I use it as a kind of display spot for all of his stuff. So I just put up like little bits. I moved that tiny globe again. I think I've moved it like 5 times in this room already, but I do move it and it does stay over on this counter. I put like a little plant, but I also put some of these display books. I'm not sure who they're by off the top of my head. I'll see if I can see it when I pull it up in a minute. There you go, there's the tiny globe again. And then I find these pillows and I'm like, oh my god, they would look so cute up here on the window seat. And then I realize they're too big, so then I delete them. Yeah, I put a little plant in this pot over here. I really don't know who these books are by. We'll see them as, oh, of course, Felix Andre. Why did I even doubt it for a minute? So these are the display ones, and I thought they could look like his books that he's written and published, so that's why I have them stood up like that. I thought it was just a nice touch, and then I just add some extra books in here that he probably, you know, reads often. And then I just kind of fiddle around with it, but I think this turned out really nice. Really, really nice. And this like candelabra scones thing, oh my god, it is stunning. I actually saw some of these recently in real life. I didn't know they were actually real, but I saw some recently in a little cafe thing. Oh my god, they're stunning. I'd love some of those, but I don't live in a house that could pull off these. And that rug is from the newer update. I guess it's not really new anymore. Sorry, I realize I'm resting my face in my hand, so it looked like I was just bent forward. So for the kitchen, this came out so bougie. I love it. I'm obsessed with this kitchen, and it does have an additional butler's pantry with the biggest fridge that I could find and these gorgeous pantry cupboards, and I did one open so I could fill the shelves in because I just think it just looks so good. It looks so good. Doesn't it look so good? I'm just admiring the work I did. But the cupboards are gorgeous, and then I add this big massive sink, farmhouse sink, with some ceramics, some china or whatever you want to call it, some plates and some bowls and some teacups, and that's where I put in the appliances. So I do add a kitchen mixer, like a KitchenAid mixer in there. I add a kettle in there, and that's where I put in the dishwasher. So that's all back there, because let's be honest, if you've got a butler's pantry, why would you have all the ugly stuff out in the main kitchen? And this kitchen is so gorgeous. Like that stove, oh my god, in the perfect color with that tile that I end up loving so much that I put in all the bathrooms. And the island, I add in like a little cheese board with a bottle of wine, so you know they're having cheese and wine in the evening, you know. Oh, it's perfect. And obviously they have like a cake in a cake stand with beautiful bowl of fruit and stuff. It's just stunning. It is just stunning. This is when I add in some extra. There we go. I'm adding the KitchenAid in now. I don't think it's the functional one. I think this is the one by Hey Harry. Just because it looks nice, you know, and you can put it, place it a bit more freely on the counter. And then I just add the essentials like a bin. I'm realizing now. Oh, I just realized I haven't put an outdoor bin in this build, I don't think. Where the hell am I going to put an outdoor bin in this house? I'm going to have to find somewhere to put it. Anyway. I've put the dishwasher in. I've moved around a couple of bits and pieces in here just to clear up the main counters where the stove is. So it's kind of minimal. And I did actually cut out all of the bathrooms bar one because I make them all the same except for in different color schemes. So I show you the ensuite of Bella and Mortimer's room. And there's that little bath just to the side there in front of the window. I thought it was really pretty. And I go through so many options of what shower to use and how to fit this in. I just was not loving any of it. So I do end up building in the shower. I basically, that one tile where the window is, I blocked that off. I put a gorgeous stone archway in, and then I turn that into a double-headed like shower, built-in shower. Here we go. And did you see the sledgehammer didn't work again? I keep forgetting every time I do it. And then I do change the wallpaper in there. I change it to be the same tile as the bathroom. So the outside is like wallpapered and the shower space is tiled. And then I add the gorgeous archway. Oh, I go through a few options. I didn't realize I went through so many options for that. But obviously it's black and red in here with some white. And then you can kind of see Cassie's on the side here as well. It's going to be that like greyish purple because for some reason the purple is so hard to come by. But I do try and make it work and look as purple as possible. And these two get a double sink because of course, but the others don't. So the bathroom in Cassie's room has a single sink and then like a bathroom cupboard with like a top cupboard and a bottom cupboard kind of thing. So they still got like storage space. I just love this house. I don't even know what else to say about it other than it's just so pretty. I tried to make everything look very purposefully picked as well, because I feel like that's what they do. I don't think they'd have anything out of place in this house. I feel like it'd all be very purposeful. How gorgeous, I don't know if I'd ever say this before, but how gorgeous is that toilet as well with the long string? My nan actually had one of these in her house. She still does have it in her house. But I remember just being so, I was obsessed with it when I was a kid. Because she had a few bathrooms in the house, and I'd always go upstairs to this one specific bathroom that had this toilet. I don't know, I just felt so fancy pulling the chain, you know? It was cute. Okay, so Cassie's room. Now, obviously I have mentioned about the purple situation. You can also see a little bit of a glimpse into her bathroom there. You see what I mean by that cabinet? So for the color scheme, I try and basically make it look like a purposeful mix of the different colors, different tones of purple that we have in the game. So she's got this like deep plum, but she's also got more of an aubergine purple, and she's got more of a like a pinkish toned purple. I just try and make it, oh, and like this like grayish lavender. I just try and make it look really purposeful, like this is the color scheme. And I actually got to use this pinboard for the first time since we got it. I just think it looked so nice. And I do create, I had no real wall space because on one of the walls I did put a like a tapestry, which I thought looked really cool, where currently the piano is, but sorry, the keyboard, but I do move that and I put a desk there. So I wanted to put some artwork up. I had no real wall space, so I create this little artwork wall art thing, collage, whatever you want to call it. I just thought it looked really cute. I did try to do a mix of things that I think Bella would have picked, like the more old-fashioned stuff, like the wardrobe and the bed and the clock. And then I picked a lot of stuff that I think Cassie would choose, like some of the artwork, obviously her piano or keyboard again, I should say, and then just a lot of her clutter. Like I've given her a little Polaroid camera, I've given her like a little laundry hamper with her clothes, and a little like witchy coat by the door. I don't know, I thought that was just a bit of fun. I also used this towel rack for the first time ever, but everyone had like their perfect colour. There was a black one for Bella, a purple one for Cassie, and even a blue one for Alex too. So it was kind of perfect. I put it in all the bathrooms. I do give her this little cute wreath. I changed it for the laundry day one, with that like more lavendery colour. I just tried to go all out. I wanted to give her a teen room while still keeping with the vibe of the house, of that Victorian feel. So she has more modern amenities in here, but I still wanted the house to feel like the same house. I didn't want it to look completely out of place. Yeah, so eventually I do move where that keyboard is now. I'm basically just piling everything I look at out onto the floor while I see it. Otherwise I'll scroll past and I'll never find it again. This is when I put out a little seating area where I imagine her and her friends sit out on the balcony on like the nice evenings. I imagine they like listen to music and stuff. I imagine as well that they listen to it out here because when it's in the house, her mum can hear it and she keeps telling us to turn it down. So instead they listen to it outside on the balcony. I did try and give her a trellis to climb down from, but I didn't realise that the ladder for this is like the other ladders as well, and it makes you have that stupid like floor hole. I thought you could just add it to the edge and they'd be able to climb down from it. but you can't, so it looked ridiculous, so I got rid of it, unfortunately. But I thought it would be really cool to add for a place for her to be able to, you know, sneak out of. But I do just add some of the pillows, and I just realized the freaking sledgehammer worked just then. Yeah, I add some pillows. I add a blanket over the side, like a little cream one. This one here, which is also really cute. And that's kind of it. I put some incense and some candles and a speaker. I do add like a little ottoman and a rug out here as well. I feel like my voice is going when I'm talking quite fast. Oh, look how gorgeous these curtains are as well. How stunning are they? I didn't think they were quite purple enough, so I do change them to the black. And this is kind of when I realised I had a lot of clutter that I wanted to put out for her, but nowhere to put it. So this is when I add in a desk, which I love. I love that it's got the black and also multiple like purplishy pink tones. I thought it really just made sense in this room. And I give her a computer. I'm kind of wishing I did the dual monitor one now with the microphone, because she could like record some stuff, some of her music. But maybe I go back and change that later. But anyway, she's got a computer and she's got a cute purple chair. I think I end up going with a Love Struck one. And I get to add all the clutter in. So I give her like some craft stuff, which I imagine she uses to make like band posters, and I gave her like quite a bit of makeup as well. I imagine she's kind of experimenting currently with her makeup style, and especially in terms of doing more like a gothic makeup. And when she performs and goes out with the band, I imagine she like layers it on a bit more compared to when she's at home. Yeah, I just love this room. I think it really tied together nicely in the end, with just making it feel very teen. I just love it. I love this room. We do move on in a minute, but let me just check my notes. Did I miss anything that I wanted to say about this? I don't think so. Oh, I did block 2 of the doors to the balcony, but I made sure to leave one free. I just thought that it needed more space. We needed more space. It took up so much room having the 3 doors. I didn't want to get rid of them because of the aesthetic from the outside, but we needed just a bit more space to put furniture in that room. So I did block 2 of them off, and I left the middle one free so you can get in and out of it. So Alexander's room. This is the last room I do. Well, the big room I do. There's 2 other rooms up here. One's a bathroom, because I didn't want him to have to go all the way down from the top floor to the bottom floor, because that's the only like free access bathroom. The others are en suites, so I had to give him a bathroom up here. Otherwise, if he needed to go in the night, he's going all the way downstairs, which seems ridiculous. So he's got a bathroom. Those are the 2 doors there, and then the other room is a suspicious storage room, which I'll get to later. Sorry, I just slapped my leg because I'm talking with my hands, even though you can't see them. So yeah, I give them a little suspicious storage room as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. So for Alex's room, he basically takes up the whole attic. He takes over the whole attic. I give him space. I imagine he does like experiments and stuff, so he's got a science table. I also imagine he builds things, so I imagine like he builds this robot, and there's also an item from base game. It's next to that robot that I was just moving about on that top shelf. There is a robot head, and then it's got like little tools and stuff, and it's got the back panel out, so you can see like the motherboard and stuff. I imagine he plays around with that too and is building that. So I wanted it to look like he's using this room, if that makes sense. He's taking up the whole space, otherwise I feel like it would look quite empty because it's such a long space. So I do try to break it up. I do change the wallpaper out because I felt like it just, I don't know, I didn't like the wood effect on this wall. So I change it to this one that I pick out, this one here. That's still got the moulding vibe, but it's just a bit nicer. I imagine when he said he wanted to move up into the attic that Bella would have had it renovated anyway. So that's why we've still got the nice floors. They definitely would have had to plaster up here, you know. I do give him these massive bookcases. I imagine they were probably from the house down below before, and then they renovated it. So when they renovated, I imagine Alex said that he wanted them instead, and they moved them upstairs for him. I don't know how they would have got them up here. They would have had to have dismantled them to get him up that tiny little ladder hole, or maybe they would have had to have taken that big window out and get a crane or something. Either way, they're up here. They're never coming down from here because it's so much hassle. But I put in like a bunch of his little knickknacks and stuff, some skulls and some little toys. I gave them those little skull slippers too. I thought that was super cute. I laid a bunch of rugs up here too. I thought it would be a little bit draftier up here, and also where he's still a kid, I still wanted it to look like a kid's bedroom, so I imagine he's going to be playing on the floor a lot too, hence the lots of rugs, because it's more comfy, right? So he's got a lot of rugs up here, layered and kind of mismatched. I thought it looked pretty cute. He does also have a couple of Bella odes in his room. So he has the creepy doll from the paranormal stuff in the Bella swatch, which I didn't know existed, but I love. And then he's also got the lamp, the like UFO lamp from Comfy Gamer kit, and that's got one with Bella in it too, so he's got that too. I don't know, I thought it was just a bit funny. I did find these like horror movie posters, which I thought would be so fun. My idea behind it as well was that he only watched them because when Cassie was babysitting him, I imagine she showed it to him because she thought it would be funny, but actually he ended up really loving them. And now he's got like posters of them in his room. Okay, here is the suspicious storage room. I don't know what to say about it. I'm going to let you come to your own conclusions on what happened here. There are some clues. There are things that point towards what happened here. But I'll say no more. I don't know why it's the only room they never renovated. I don't know why they've left it here. But this is what they have. I needed something to make them look a little off, you know? They've got a very off history. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I hope to speak to you all soon. And I hope you'll come back for the next one. Bye!